Hey everybody, Small Flame 85 here, and today we're going to be going through powering one of my IHP Imperial Hobby Productions R32 cars. So this car was originally designed to be used, this is HO scale, it was originally designed to use a Bowser drive, which I have one right over here on one of the 3D printed chassis, and it was originally used to use this. I ran with it, wasn't too thrilled with its performance, so I wanted to look into something a little less intrusive. So I ordered a couple of Northwest Shortline Stanton trucks and wanted to see if I could get these under the floor to get these powered. And if I could get this working, then I could be able to put in interiors and things like that. So yeah. So I'm using the floor that was printed from Shapeways. Unfortunately, these are no longer available. But yeah, this is the floor printed that Mike designed on Shapeways and printed there. You can see the coupler pockets on the side there. So this is the chassis for a powered vehicle. Again, it's got all the it's got all the mountings and whatnot. Assuming that you'd be using the Bowser drive. And I was modified it so that it could use. Here we go. This Northwest Shortline Stanton drive. So relatively simple. I just basically carved out the area for the truck, and because of the height of the mounting, you see there's that raised blister there. I had to actually create a new bolster for it. So just I don't know how thick this is. Maybe 1/8 inch thick styrene, 3/16 styrene, and get a new bolster for it. So once I have that in there, it fits. As a matter of fact, I actually also had to trim off the coupler pocket. You can see there. So he's got a coupler pocket built in. I had to trim that off in order for the truck to fit and swivel freely. So I kind of jumped the gun and I trimmed off the supplied coupler pocket that comes with the truck. And before I installed it, and lo and behold, turns out that I need a coupler. So this is probably just going to be lead car, whatever. But yeah, that's it. So that's what I have going on here. So yeah, so I took one of these guys and basically I ended up trimming out this right here. So I ended up trimming it out so that was nice and straight. And then from there, actually you can just see kind of the reflection of the pencil line on the bottom there. Right there where my finger is. And you can see that's lined up to where the center line of the bolster is going to be, which is not centered on the recesses for the mounting, because that's for mounting again the Bowser drive, which is not centered over the axles, or yeah, not centered over the center of the axles of the truck. So yeah, so basically what I'm going to do from here now, I'm just going to cut a piece of styrene cut. I'm going to center it, line it up, and I'm just going to glue it on there. This was difficult trying to figure out what to use, so I really don't have too much going on. So I've got some Gorilla Glue. I tried standard glue just to test it out. It didn't work, so I got Gorilla Glue, centered it, drilled a hole, and put it in there. So yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna kind of take this apart for a second and show you how I have that set up. All right, so yeah, I took everything apart so we can kind of take a look at what I did to make it work. So typically, the truck comes with all the mounting equipment. You see, it's got two lock nuts. It's got two nuts, not lock nuts, just standard nuts. Two metal washers, I believe they're steel, and one nylon washer. When you take everything off, ultimately, you'll have this going on there. So that nylon washer sits right on top of that plastic extrusion there, where the threaded rod sits through, and trying to get the proper height. Again, coming off of the supplied Bowser truck, or the recommended Bowser truck, this was sitting way too high with everything mounted. So what I ended up doing, again, I mounted this flush with the top of that floor, and I drilled a 5/32 hole. I used a 5/32 drill bit to drill a hole through there, and that actually fits right around that extrusion, so that the base of that truck sits flush me see if we can get that on there. Sorry for moving the camera around. I'm trying to do this with one hand, but I'm just gonna stick this on there so you can see it. Right. That was horrible just now, but yeah, you can see it sits flush right in there. So that nylon, that plastic extrusion sits flush in there, and that gets me more or less horizontal. I'll show you later. I'll show you in another video just that height difference between the two. And so once that's on there, I just secure it with the steel washers and the nuts, and so far good to go. I tested it out, and it seems like I'm just going to have to be using one truck per car, which is unfortunate because then, you know, that just, every car is a powered car, and that kind of raises the price on things, but such is the life with this. You know, then I'll be fiscally conservative in other places. But yeah, so this is basically how I am powering my R32s. My thought process is I'm probably going to try and do this with probably all my other subway cars, and we'll see how that works out. So yeah, next time I'll have a little demonstration of the Power R32 on there on a test track, just running back and forth, and you can. It's a lot quieter. That's the other thing I wanted to use with these. These Stanton drives are a lot quieter than the Bowser drive, and I just couldn't have all that noise running around, and it runs a lot smoother. So yeah. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this long-ish video, and yeah, I'm hoping to move forward. Got the office space, and I've just been planning the layout now. So hopefully, I'll start to bring some more content to you guys with me putting my layout together. Thank you very much. You guys take care. Be safe.